the coaches and sort of the captains and all the staff around it have we've tried to instill this sort of we do everything as a team mentality. And like I was saying, it's like trust the process. You know, we all leave the change room at the same time. We all come in, we all sprint in together. Like everything we do at the same time. And like we've already forgotten what happened at the Euros last year. You know, we went, but the team's changed so much in that respect that we're a whole new squad now. We're that team is done. We've not forgotten about it, but we're not focusing on that at all anymore. The new team is completely fresh and it's completely new, and all our goals are aligned, all heading up to the World Championships in August. So I think that just complete focus on us, don't focus on anything else, literally just focus on us, allows us to, you know, align our goals, align our targets, and sort of perform when we head out in August. But I think a good part of the England setup and the whole sort of process is going through is we don't have, you know, set targets of we're all going to be focusing on this. It's a rolling squad. You know, people come in, people come out. There's a selection once a year, but that keeps adding people, and some people get removed from the squad. But we're all like one team collective. If you're not in the team, or even if you are in the team, it's like we're all one sort of thing, and the squad keeps churning people in, churning people out. You know, as people progress, new people come in. So those targets they keep rotating, but it's all one team. So all of our goals naturally align together.
Yeah, I think from our point of view, I think people that watch people that are successful, and I hope you go on to win and have great success in upcoming championships. I really do, and I will be rooting. But I think when people see success, they assume that there was a straight line to get there. Like, oh, that was good because they must have just done this and that's now great. But you know, I see things like zigzags. I think, you know, we do stuff all the time, and when we say, did that work? If it didn't work, we pivot and we do something different. But the stuff that works, you build on it and keep going. But also, my huge mantra this is that I do genuinely believe that everything happens for a reason. I think the failures or the challenges that come along are sent to show you what you're capable of. It makes you regroup. And I also have this saying that our eyes are in the front of our head for a reason. You know, we're not designed to look backwards, we're only designed to look ahead of us. So anybody that's dwelling on the past, you know, if it's to get some narrative, to get some context about what happened, great, but just get that quickly, grab it, and then move forward with that information to learn from it going forward. It's a big part of what we do. We couldn't innovate the way we do if we kept looking backwards. We'd still be writing things out on tablets with stones, wouldn't we? But you know, that the world we live in is changing so rapidly that we have to be looking for it all the time. But each discipline in the business has a team leader, heads of department in our business, and they're really focused on the day to day. But they don't really come up with challenges that they can't handle. But if there's something that becomes more challenging or something we need to consider at a company level or group level, then it's really just to keep reminding people that there's never a situation that we've been in business where we haven't got the answer. It's really just about how we get to it.
Yeah.
And you know, being positive, being focused, gets us there quicker. In fact, one of our other mantras is get further faster. But we genuinely believe that if we focus on what we're capable of, that we get to the answer quicker.
I think when you're dealing with setbacks as a team, I think they don't hurt as much if you know you've done the right thing. You know, it's quite often said in change rooms, you know, leave everything out on the pitch. I think it's just quite a common saying that people say, but there's a reason why people say it. You know, because if you leave everything out there, then even if you do lose, it's not the end of the world. And you know, like, obviously we keep coming back to it because it's such an important part of our training regime and our sort of philosophy in our team, that you focus on the process and then hopefully that result comes. But even if that result doesn't come, if you've done that process, if you left everything out there, then those negative results, they don't hurt nearly as bad. It's a lesson rather than sort of a negative thing that's happened. You know,
because you know there's nothing more you could have done.
Exactly. Yeah. It's quite a hard one in our sort of field to anticipate challenges before they've happened. But there's some sort of examples I can pick one out. Is we went to the home international tournament a few months ago, and we knew the weather was going to be awful. It was going to be really windy and really poor. And we went out there, and the first day we just did not perform. We did not perform at all. We didn't stick to the process. We didn't do the right things, and funny enough, the result didn't come our way. And then we went out on the last day of the tournament, we focused on that process. We anticipated that the weather wasn't going to be perfect. It's not exactly what we wanted it to be, but we focused on the process, we do the right things, and we ended up winning it again. So, you know, you can't always anticipate what's going to happen, because in the sport of lacrosse, it's just not a thing that's too common. But the little things like the weather, the uncontrollables, you know you can't do anything about it, but you can change your mindset around it rather than complaining and moaning. It's embracing it and focusing on how you can go through the process and find that end result.
Yeah. For us, it's slightly different, because we are aware a lot of the time that there's a big new version of something coming out, or there's some legislation that's coming out that the software will have to cater for. So we can plan for those things to happen. But it's interesting that you say, you know, controlling the variables. I think that's the sort of connection between the two there. That those variables, if you can be aware of them in advance, put in a good, again, robust plan, you know, so that when that comes around, there's a process around it. And I think your analogy of trusting the process is exactly the same for us. It's about putting the right skills, you know, almost like on a pitch where you've got the right player for a certain position. We've got similar things. We've got certain people that have skills that would suit certain scenarios. We just need to make sure that they're ready and scheduled and available for that eventuality.
Yeah.